Okay, so I don't know if anybody on the board or in the audience there have had an opportunity to take a look at our City Squared portal. But if you haven't, we were a server-based Municity program, and we switched over to now a cloud-based, and we've been working going towards a live City Squared portal for quite some time, and through a lot of Donna's due diligence and massive efforts, we were able to launch earlier this year, do a soft rollout, accepting building permits. And we've been addressing issues and problems and working with Municity to try to tweak this and get this to a point where it'll be very functional and useful. So that's what we're working towards. And it's been, we've gotten some good feedback from the public, and the realtors seem to like that fact that they can go on and find what we call a parcel history and see what's going on at a property. So I'll take you through some of those steps. And this is the landing page. And you can, I'm already on the Town of Bedford Municipality, and you would have to log in or register. And this is where you would do that. And then you can go and look up a property search.
So Kim, you just register with your email address and password kind of thing, and it might make you confirm your email, like it sends you an email to confirm registration, that kind of thing. Okay, great.
And then you have options. You can look at the GIS maps, property searches, landlord registry, pay fees. You can also look through a property search here, which is where I'm going to go. And then you would enter the property that you wanted to search for. And I'm just picking up one that I know has some things that I could point out and what things look like. So you select your property and you come to the property screen. And here you'll see you have address information. And in this case, we have a historic district, which is a HBPC Tier 1, which Donna has flagged all of the properties in all of the historic districts. So anybody who comes in that has a historic district, it will show up here. And scrolling down, you see some additional information. And here we have this property's been flagged with wetlands. And moving down the page, here we have some maps, like here's a wetlands map that Donna has put together for the property, helping the resident identify where in the property the wetlands is. And this is a street view, which you've all seen street views on Google. And here we have information about the property and what type of applications have been filed throughout the years, and different information on those. And here we have one that somebody did submit online for an addition. And when you open that up, you get some additional information, such as who's involved in this project and the reviewing steps of the project and where they started and whether they've been completed and where they went to the next step. And then these are the next steps they have to go through, which I think is helpful for people trying to figure out what's going on with their application. And one other feature that has been pretty happy with the realtors, they can come in here, get their property, click on this print button, and get a parcel history. And that gives them all the permits that you saw on the other page in a printout form with the dates and all the information they need in one form. And like I said, they're also using this to get the parcel histories, apply for applications. We hope to move on to taking in, bringing online the wetlands applications, planning applications, zoning, looking to have people be able to set their inspections through City Squared as well. And right now we're navigating the world between online and paper, which is proving some challenges, but we're working through those just like every other issue that we've been having going through this, bringing on a new application. I don't know if Donna, you have anything you'd like to add?
No, but we are close to going towards wetlands and planning. We're just trying to debug everything still within the building. We figured before we roll anything else out, we want to make sure building is functioning. And every day we're making more progress. I mean, we had a nice call with the Municity team today. We're going to try to make, for instance, Kim, if you go into the application, if you don't mind, just click on that. There were some concerns. Let's go into the one that we just had, the one down at the bottom. Yeah. It's like vernacular, for instance. So like when people go online, they were going to reviewing departments, Kim, click on that. People like see where it says completed pending. So we're going to change the statuses. Like for instance, instead of pending, we're going to change it to review. So people know when they go in what is really happening. This is a conversation we had today with Matt. Was it Matt? Kim?
Yes. Yes.
So we're going to change like the vernacular of the statuses so it makes more sense to the people viewing it, to the public, so that it's like, oh, okay, what does pending mean? It can mean anything. At least now we're going to know what's a review, what's in review. And when it's when it's issued, we're going to say issued. We're going to change the status to issued. So we're just trying to clean this as much as possible to make it as comprehensive to the public as possible. Simple as possible.
Great. Excellent. This looks so good and is so helpful, I think, to anyone who's looking to buy, looking to, preparing to sell, tracking their current application through the process, and all of this information about what zone you're in and whether you have, whether we know you have wetlands, although that's not always something you can completely rely on, those old wetlands maps, but it does kind of alert you if there has been wetlands on the property, or maybe wetlands on the property, the historic designation. So you may have to go through another review board. I mean, that is all incredibly helpful to have in one place. And thank you. And I'm hoping once people get used to this, that will make your jobs easier as well, with less people at the counter and asking for FOIL requests for these things and things like that. So it should hopefully be better for both the staff and the residents.
That is a hope.
And I think we also have a online plan review that has been installed as part of this as well. So the building inspectors will be able to review plans online and submit comments more streamlined than the current system. So they
are using the DigiPlan, it's called. And I will say all these online applications, I refuse to print anything out, and I'm forcing them to do it all online.
Beautiful. Good. Because I think the current system might be like writing things out and then having someone type them and then having to send them out. There's just a lot of steps where hopefully doing it right in the application will save a little bit of time, but it may take a little while to get them up to speed. Any questions?
Yeah,
please.
So first of all, I think that's great that you're trying to make it user friendly and get the vernacular right. And I'm just curious if you have done any run throughs with community members to just to see how they what questions they might have, or the ease of use, or where something could be tweaked to make it easier.
We have had a couple of suggestions, and we obviously most people have good suggestions, so we've been trying to follow through. We are at times limited to what Municity can do, but wherever we have gotten input, and we get phone calls with people who are having trouble, and we troubleshoot them and try to correct the issues, because this is still, even though we've been doing this like 5 months, it's still being ironed out. There's so many intricate pieces. Yes. And many times the Municity will make a change in one place, and it may throw something else off, and then that has to be corrected as well. So but we've gotten some good input, and we've gotten some people who aren't happy with it, but I think most people it's new, and they have to figure out once they get through it and navigate. I know in the beginning some of the real estate people were like, oh, it's too hard to figure out, but then once they do, then they realize that it's Much easier than trying to come in here or put in a FOIA request for the information that's right at their fingertips.
And then I just had one other question, which is, so I love that you're getting everyone to do the comments and the plans and everything on in the platform. And so if I had a plan in there and someone had reviewed it, put a comment in it, would I get any kind of an alert or something from Unicity?
You get an email.
Or City Squared, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
get an
good.
email.
Great. Okay.
You get an email. So to your point, so today, one of our constituents said, I'm sorry, you know, because it's just a generic email title, subject line that goes out.
Limited information.
Right. So today I just, like, for instance, this came up this afternoon. Someone said, you know, I get this email, but the subject matter just says task. So I just reached out to Municity before and I said, can you add the address to this to the subject line so people know what they're looking at? Otherwise, you're looking at just one generic title. So, like, little things like that, you know, that we're trying to make improvements to help it easier, you know, to make it easier for the public or for the, you know, applicants.
And I have to say, Donna's list, her spreadsheet of little things like that really, you know, could be improved, or major things that, like they said, once they change one thing, it changes things throughout the system. It's pages and pages. She's really done a great job of getting this over the finish line to make sure that all these details are hammered out, and continues to work with them to do that. So thank you, Donna. Really, it's very much appreciated how much work you've put into this to get it going.